Hi guys, Matt from Finatics here. We're getting ready to open up our first order for October. Super excited about what we got in the box. We're ramping up for another big season. Looking out for anything unusual or stuff we haven't had for a while. A lot of cool things came in on this order. Very first thing out of the box is, oh, this is perfect. This is an L273. It's a red TITANIC Pleco. I've had one of these in one time before. Super hard to get these guys. Super cool Pleco. They're in the Pseudacanthus family, the spiny Plecos. He's actually bigger than the last one I got. Nice bright red colors. Super cool fish. I say super cool about a lot of fish, but that is like a top tier super cool fish. Let's see, THREADFIN rainbows. I got a restock on these guys last week. These came in so nice and sold out right away, so I got a whole nother bag of them. Largest THREADFIN rainbows I've ever seen. Big, beautiful males in this group. Super good find. If you're in the mood for rainbows, those are super cool. Golden zebra loaches. Those look a heck of a lot like a yo-yo loach. A little yellower on the pattern. I was expecting Botia striata, but they're a little different type. I gotta look past the common names sometimes. You find common names will lead you astray. Let's see, next up we have RICIO SPINOSISSIMum. RICIO is the genus for your Jack Dempsey's. These guys are called a spinner cichlid. A little mellower than a Jack Dempsey, quite a bit mellower than Jack Dempsey. Super cool looking fish, unusual. Saw those on the list and said, hey, let's get some of those. Came in tiny, but they'll get pretty good size. And another CORY relative that I haven't had in quite a while. These are SCLEROMYSTAX barbatus. They get big, like 4 inches or more. I mean, these are bigger than your regular CORYs. Cooler water fish. Babies came in kind of small, but they're super cool CORY relative. LYONSI cichlid. Here's another unusual Central American cichlid. Anytime I can find something unusual, I grab it. The LYONSI is another. I have to get you some research on that guy, but something I haven't had before. Next out of the bag are AMANO shrimp. I've been going through AMANO shrimp so fast here. These guys are a pretty decent size. There's some smaller ones in there and some more medium size, but either way they're $3 size. And black neons, had to restock on these guys, sold out on the special. These are still on the moving special. 4 more, get 25% off on all our tetras. These are red tuxedo platies. Last batch platies did great, so I brought in another batch of platies, different color variety. Platies and swordtails are really genetically the same fish, just the platies don't get the swordtail on them like the swordtails do, obviously. Sunset honey gouramis, restock on these guys. Came in nice and colorful again. Relatively inexpensive, a really cool dwarf gourami. Super fun add to a community tank, and that's it for box number 1. And here we go with box number 2. Let's see, first thing out of the bag, little bags are always fun. This is another L18 gold nugget. We got one in last week. Somebody wanted to buy that guy, and he looked a little bit weak to me, so I held on to him for another week, brought in another one. The other guy's looking better. Probably hold him another week. This guy looks real good, so he'll be good. We'll check him on Friday when he's been through his quarantine to make sure he's good to go, but he looks like he'll be fine. He looks real good. Next out of the bag, ooh, Apistos. These are cockatooides or cockatoides, however you want to say that. The cockatoo cichlid. Dwarf Apistos, bright red. They call these the super red variety. Nice colors on those guys. Got a lot of Apistos we can pick up. I'm a little bit gun shy on bringing in too many because I like to spread them out well. So if you're looking for a rare Apisto, let me know because I will hook you up. Next thing out of the box is an orange rabbit snail. Brought in a batch of these a couple weeks ago, sold those out fast, so we got another batch. Always love the rabbit sails. These again have that bright orange foot. Another batch of CORYs. These are PALEATUS CORYs. Sold out that batch quick. Another batch of inexpensive, great community CORYs there. At this size, they kind of look like those BARBATUS, but they're not at all the same. Cardinal Tetras, brought in another batch of Cardinals. You guys keep buying Cardinal, especially when we have them on the special with the Tetra special at 25% off. Good time to load up on Cardinals. Same with the rummies. Here's another batch of RUMMYNOSE. Again, having a hard time keeping these guys in stock because of the special, so it's a great time to pick those up. Nice size on these guys. I went ahead and splurged for the bigger ones, so you guys are getting the cheaper price and bigger fish. Another one of my very favorite Charsons or Tetra types. This is a pink-tailed CHALCEUS, but this is a yellowfin variety. These used to be stupid expensive and hard to find, but one of my suppliers has been having these little ones available, and these aren't even that small, for a really good price. I think we have them for $8 or $9 for yellowfin CHALCEUS. Remember, those guys get pretty big though. You want to make sure you have them in a good size tank and a pretty good size spool. Clown knife. I think we got 2 of these guys in the bag. Again, another very big fish. Remember, these guys get up to 40 inches, so that's not a small thing. Yeah, here's his buddy, another clown knife. And the last thing on this order, another Tetra. These are bleeding heart Tetras. I haven't had these in for a little while, so went ahead and saw them on a list, went ahead and got a batch of them in, and we'll honor the Tetra special on those guys as well. And that's it for this order, guys. We'll catch you next week. These little fellas here are called a LYONSI cichlid. Right now they kind of look like a dovite, but they're not as big as those guys get eventually. These guys are an 8 to 10 inch cichlid. The adult pictures that I found look kind of reminiscent of a red terror. They're from Central America. Actually, they say they live alongside dovites in the wild, like sandy bottoms. When I came across these guys in the box, I kind of blanked on what I'd looked up about them. I'm not familiar with them, hadn't kept them before. Always on the lookout for something new and interesting, or at least new to me. Again, got some nice colors. Moderately large, rather aggressive Central American cichlid. Treat them like other ones. Lots of space. They pit dig, so you want some sand for them to dig in. Kind of a cool, unusual Central American cichlid. These little fellas I remembered a little bit more about when I was unboxing. These are the spinner cichlids. They've just recently been recategorized in the same genus, the RICIO genus, with Jack Dempsey's. These guys don't get as big, maybe 6-8 inches, and they're supposedly pretty mellow. They were popular in the hobby at one time, but they're kind of a brownish, unassuming cichlid that gets beat up by other more aggressive Central and South American cichlids. Keep them in a less aggressive cichlid tank or by themselves, they'll probably do pretty good. I personally thought they looked real pretty in the pictures, so some complaints about them were that they're kind of a plain brown fish. I guess, you know, everybody's got to decide what they like. Super cool, unusual Central American cichlid again. I got kind of caught out on these guys. When I pulled them out of the box, I'm like, I didn't order yo-yo loaches, and they look just almost exactly like a yo-yo loach. These are called golden striped loach, based off what their adult pattern looks like. I think they'll ship these guys sometimes under yo-yo loach or under golden striped loach, but they are actually 2 distinct species. The golden striped loach, from what I've seen at young age, seem to be just a little bit more nippy. That may not be actually the case. My understanding is they don't get quite as big. The reason I got caught out is when I was just running through doing my orders, I was actually looking for Botia striata. Didn't look at the scientific name that close. Of course, that's what you call a zebra loach, completely different guy. But then again, as you say, common names are just that common. So another cool, interesting schooling loach for you guys to check out. Not a very expensive guy. Well, that's what we got new for this week. I think I may have some electric blue crayfish that I forgot to get in the video, but check those out. Ask about them if you want to know something about those guys. I don't really have anything new to tell about our moving, other than our sales are still in effect. We're waiting on an architect, and then we'll be waiting on the city, so we still got a few weeks before we'll get back to moving forward on our move, but it's still happening. No backup on that. There's no going back because we're already signed the lease and paying for it. So stay tuned and stay patient with us. We'll get moved, and betwixt and between, we are stocking up heavy. This week's order I just placed, twice as big as the one we just got done unboxing. There's going to be something for everybody. Check it out. I'll see you soon.